Jesse Jackson Jr. seeks to unload dollars to M house amid unemployed wife's lifestyle. Embattled, former U.S. Representative Jesse Jackson Jr. is asking a judge to allow the sale of the $2 million home where his estranged wife lives, saying he can no longer afford to support her lifestyle. Recent court filings amid their divorce case claim Jackson Jr. is forking out $5,100 a month in alimony, school fees and voluntary payments to his children while Sandra Jackson refuses to pay the mortgage. She opposes the sale of the property, according to the court filing. Jackson Jr., who served time in prison for misusing campaign funds, was said last year to be $1.8 million in debt, with legal costs over their divorce only adding to the burden. He draws $125,000 in taxpayer-funded annual workers' compensation and disability payments and lives in Chicago, the Chicago Tribune reported. Sandra Jackson, who also served time in prison, lives in the separated couple's Washington, D.C., house with their 14-year-old son and 17-year-old daughter, as well as her mother. Sandra is currently unemployed and has refused to obtain employment to financially contribute to the party's expenses or make efforts at becoming self-supporting, read the filing to a Washington, D.C. court filing. It says a second mortgage on the house is long overdue and Jackson Jr. is receiving weekly calls from the lender about a possible foreclosure. The teenagers could temporarily move into another D.C. home owned by their grandfather, Jesse Jackson Sr., lawyers for Jackson Jr. said in the filing. Former Representative Jesse Jackson Jr. sentenced to 30 months in prison. The Jacksons served federal prison time after using Jackson Jr.'s campaign fund for personal spending. In 2013, Jackson Jr. pleaded guilty to one felony fraud count in connection with his use of $750,000 in campaign money to pay for a spending spree, including vacations, luxury goods, celebrity memorabilia and other items, The New York Times reported. For years I lived off my campaign, Jackson said in court in 2013. I used money I shouldn't have used for personal purposes. Sandra Jackson also pleaded guilty the same year to a charge that she filed fabricated income tax statements while her then-husband was using the campaign funds. Jackson Jr.'s lawyer Brendan Hammer told the Tribune that his client deeply regrets the necessity of selling the party's Washington home, but unfortunately, circumstances now demand it. The parties cannot maintain a luxury home and standard of living in 2018 as if this was 2008, he added. The case is set to be heard in court April 13.